I'm here today to offer my video commentary on Rinpoche's video, Dorje Shugden, My Side of the Story. Now, the reasons why I like this video is because I found it to be very consistent with how Rinpoche is and with who Rinpoche is. I've known Rinpoche for nearly 20 years, and throughout this entire time, Rinpoche has been exactly the same. There were a few years during this time when I did not know that Rinpoche practiced Dorje Shugden, but it wasn't because Rinpoche didn't want to tell me, it was more because I was too young and too disinterested in finding out what deity Rinpoche was practicing and finding out who this was and who that Buddha was. It just never occurred to me, I just wasn't interested. What I can tell you from personal experience is that if you compare the years when I did not know Rinpoche was practicing Dorje Shugden to the years that Rinpoche was practicing Dorje Shugden, Rinpoche never changed. He's always been consistent. Rinpoche's always been kind, Rinpoche's always been generous, Rinpoche's always been ready to give you everything. And all Rinpoche ever asks from his students is for them to practice Dharma, for them to achieve, to attain, to practice the 6 paramitas. So what you can see from this is that Rinpoche's main concern is always for people to practice Dharma. It's for people to practice mind transformation. If this mind transformation happens through Dorje Shugden's teachings, great. And if this mind transformation happens because another Buddha appeals to you more and not Dorje Shugden, then it's fine. But as long as you accomplish the goal, which deity you rely on is not Rinpoche's main focus. Rinpoche never made Dorje Shugden his main focus. Rinpoche is always focused on promoting, on spreading the practices of Lama Tsongkhapa, of Manjushri, of Vajrayogini, but not Dorje Shugden. And Dorje Shugden was made to become Rinpoche's main focus. And the reason for this is because that's all anyone ever talks about, that's all anyone cares about these days. Which brings me to the second reason for why I like the videos. So we come to the second reason for why I like the video. The reason why this video resonates so strongly with me is because it's the first time in nearly 20 years that Rinpoche has been able to speak about his practice openly and to speak up against the discrimination and marginalization that Rinpoche and other Shugden practitioners have been silently suffering for the last nearly 20 years. For the last 20 years, Rinpoche and other Dorje Shugden practitioners have been publicly judged. They've been condemned without any judge or jury on the basis of one small aspect of their entire character. And I don't think it's right that a person should be completely judged. Their whole personality can be summed up on the basis of one practice, on the basis of one deity, and that everything else about them is completely disregarded and ignored. I mean, you just think about it like this. You go to a Dharma center for the first time and you tell people there that you've been practicing Buddhism for however many years. And what is the first question that everybody wants to ask is, do you practice Shugden? Okay, then you go to sign up for a Dharma talk or you sign up for a Dharma event and you're filling out the registration form. And just before you put your signature to the form, what is it that they ask you? Do you practice Dorje Shugden? Okay, then you start talking about Dharma protectors to some people, you are in conversation with them. And what do people want to know? What are your thoughts on Dorje Shugden? For people who have received help from Rinpoche, whether it's spiritually or materially, everything goes out the window the second they hear Rinpoche practices Dorje Shugden. For me, that kind of ingratitude doesn't sit well, and for everything that the person has received, they can ignore all of it just because of this one deity. It doesn't make sense, for how much kindness you have received from your guru that you put up on a pedestal, that you take refuge in as part of the 3 jewels, suddenly nothing like that matters, none of that matters anymore because they practice Dorje Shugden. And for 18 years, all Shugden practitioners have had to experience this. They have not had the opportunity to speak about it, and especially Rinpoche, who was advised by his teachers not to speak about it for so many years. This video is the first time that Rinpoche has ever been able to talk about this, and that's why I like this video. That's my second reason for liking this video. I also like this video because Rinpoche is extremely respectful of everybody's intelligence, which Rinpoche always is. Rinpoche explained clearly and logically why he practices Dorje Shugden, and although you may not like the reason, although I may not like the reason, anyone may not like the reason, the fact is that if it's logical, you have to respect the reason anyway because it makes sense. If you don't like Dorje Shugden, put your dislike for Dorje Shugden aside for 1 second and just think about the reasons Rinpoche has given for why the ban does not make sense, why the ban is illogical, and why it's completely impossible to call Dorje Shugden a spirit. For example, if Dorje Shugden were a spirit, why is it that His Holiness the Dalai Lama has not subdued and bound Dorje Shugden? For all the people who are anti-Shugden followers, who are anti-Shugden promoters, who enforce the ban, are you trying to say that the Dalai Lama is not powerful enough to subdue a spirit? It really doesn't make sense. And on the basis, that is the kind of logic that Rinpoche presents to us in his video. And as someone who appreciates logic, who responds to logic, that's my third reason for why I like this video. My fourth and final reason for why I like this video of Rinpoche speaking about Dorje Shugden and his practice is because I found it to be very personal, and it was a glimpse for so many people into the way that Rinpoche thinks, both when he's in public and in private. Rinpoche is exactly the same. You know, just try and put yourself in Rinpoche's shoes. You're a young monk, and your root guru, whom you care about the most, has passed away, and it was this root guru who also gave you Dorje Shugden's practice. Then you hear that there's a ban coming, and the ban is to cut out your root guru's heart practice. What are you supposed to do? If you give up the practice, you break your vows and commitments to the person that you say is the most precious to you, and whose blessings you request every morning when you do your practices. It doesn't make sense. And if you don't give up the practice, then you are kicked out from the monastery, or you have to be quiet about your practice as though it's something to be ashamed of. And this is the kind of choice that someone in Rinpoche's position, at Rinpoche's age at the time, was forced to make. So I can completely understand why so many people may have made the wrong decision, because it's a dilemma that they never thought that they would have to face. You know, on top of that, Rinpoche has 16 gurus, as he explains in this video. 13 of his gurus practice Dorje Shugden, and 3 don't. And out of the 3 who don't practice Dorje Shugden, 2 say that there's nothing wrong with him, but it's just that they don't practice Dorje Shugden, and only 1 manifests conflict against Dorje Shugden. What are you supposed to do when you're faced with that kind of balance? So even if you don't like Dorje Shugden, please at least try to sympathize with people who do like Dorje Shugden. Just because we practice Dorje Shugden does not mean that we stop being human. It does not mean that when you use swear words, when you direct vulgarities at us, when you are very cutting towards us, when you tell us to go to hell, that words like that don't hurt us. It doesn't mean that we stop feeling pain and we stop suffering just because we practice Dorje Shugden. So please at least try to sympathize that for people who do like Dorje Shugden, this ban has created a lot of pain and a lot of suffering for countless people for the last 18 years. Okay, bear with me, I'm almost done. I'm just going to cover the 3 reasons why I practice Dorje Shugden. The first reason why I practice Dorje Shugden is because I've never seen him harm anybody. On the contrary, I've only ever seen Dorje Shugden benefit other people and work countless miracles, showing them countless auspicious signs, clearing obstacles in all manners and ways that you could possibly imagine to ensure that somebody's spiritual path is as smooth as possible. And I'm not stupid. If there is something wrong with Dorje Shugden, if I'd seen him do something bad, if I heard him do something bad, encourage someone to do something negative, if I'd seen Rinpoche encourage somebody to do something bad, you can trust me, I'm the last person on earth who would ever fall for that. And I'm the last person on earth who would ever believe it. I'm the last person on earth who would ever practice it. It's very hard to make me believe something that's not logical. It's very hard to make me believe in something that could potentially hurt somebody else. If you tell me that this deity is going to cause the death of somebody, and I see proof of it, there's no way I'm going to go for it. So that's the first reason why I practice Dorje Shugden, is because I've never seen him hurt anybody. The second reason why I practice Dorje Shugden is out of gratitude, because Dorje Shugden has protected me and protected and blessed my family for as long as I can remember. He has given us advice on countless occasions, and never once has Dorje Shugden's advice ever hurt us if we have followed it. If you listen to Dorje Shugden carefully when he's in trance, he always advises us to solve our problems using dharmic solutions. And years after I first had the privilege of meeting Dorje Shugden in trance, even up till today, when he comes, I'm just in complete awe, because I can't believe how lucky I am to have met a Dharma protector like this, where he doesn't just give you a temporary solution to resolve your problems, but he always tries to give you the ultimate solution, the one that ensures that even now, up till enlightenment, you won't suffer. third reason for why I practice Dorje Shugden relates back to how lucky I feel to have a Dharma protector like this in my life. And the reason why I have a Dharma protector like this in my life is because of my guru. So third most important reason for why I practice Dorje Shugden is because my guru asked me to do so. And if it's good enough for my guru, then it's good enough for me. Anyway, these are my thoughts regarding Rinpoche's video titled Dorje Shugden, My Side of the Story. If you do have any comments, I encourage you to please go to Rinpoche's blog to leave your thoughts there. Thank you.